So guys, today we are doing an EX a tier list for new players on the EX card, okay, that they should prioritize in getting. So there are 5 tiers, alright, so it's must have, good to have, decent, casual, and I don't know why this exists, right? So we are gonna go through all the EX cards that are currently in the set. This is before EV growth. Alright, and hopefully this helps some new players to determine, yeah, like what they should prioritize. Promo EXs you just can't get, that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know if we do promo. I guess we still include them, in hopes that they come back in the future, right? Alright guys, so let's start off. This is not just my opinion, it's the opinion of chat as well. So chat, I want you guys to join in on this discussion, okay? Alright, so first up we have Venusaur EX. At this moment, I feel like Venusaur is Venusaur is not really very strong. It's not used in the meta a lot, right? But with Erica, with Leaf Cape, it's got its own healing. Venusaur is really annoying, right? Unfortunately, we have a lot of hard hitters in this like meta. So we're talking like Giratina, we're talking like Buzzwole. They even with healing, you can still take Venusaur out in like, well, maybe not 2 hits, like 3 hits, right? Unless it's like a Charizard. Venusaur takes a while to ramp up as well, right? So even if it has rare candy, I don't think Venusaur is really I don't think Venusaur really enjoys the benefits of rare candy. So yeah, I think Venusaur right here goes in the casual slot, right? Venusaur definitely, I think it's a 4 casual type. If you love Venusaur, you love playing heal decks, I think Venusaur is good to go. Alright, so next up we have Exeggutor. Exeggutor is... Honestly, Exeggutor is so insane, right? It's a stage 1 Pokemon, is really tanky. Benefits from Erica, benefits from your Leaf Cape, right? At this moment, I honestly think Exeggutor is really a good to have card. Just because it is... I would say it's kind of the go-to tank for... like grass decks, right? And it's really quick as well. Of course, it's a 50-50 when you get like 80 or 40 damage, but 40 damage for 1 energy, I think is still really good. So we will put Exeggutor at a good to have. It's not really a must-have, but yeah, good to have, I would say. Alright, next up, Celebi. Well, Celebi, I mean, 2 energy, it's not so bad. You have Superior. Unfortunately, the HP is really weak. I mean, even if you have like a Grass Cape, it goes up to like 160 HP, which is not bad, right? It is a basic as well. You definitely need Superior to support Celebi, that's for sure, right? I think it does have potential. Essentially, when you can get it up and running, right? 2 energy, it pretty much... Let's say like the probability is 50-50, right? So pretty much, let's say we're looking at like 2 energy and you hit for like 50 damage. I don't know if that's how I should look at it. Definitely it's not a meta card. I honestly think instead of casual, I think it should go in decent. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Celebi is kind of decent. I don't know, do we think it's decent or do we think it's casual? Because I can see it being played in ranked. It's just that it's coin flippy, but that's like a part of Pokemon, right? It's a part of Pokemon TCG Pocket, right? I honestly, I would put it at decent. I think it's pretty decent. Next we have Yanmega. Yanmega, honestly, I will put Yanmega in decent as well. I mean, the reason I put it in decent is, and I don't see a lot of Yanmega being used, right? But Yanmega, it's 3 energy for 120 damage, and it's colorless energy. So I think just the fact that it's a colorless energy, I think there's flexibility to be played in so many decks, right? You can play it in a Dialga deck, you can play it in a water deck with Manaphy. I think there's potential here, especially countering the dark decks. Right, we're talking like Guzzlord, we're talking Darkrai, right? So next up we have a Leafeon. Leafeon, honestly, I think it's a good to have. Stage 1. It has energy generation, which I think Leafeon is the second Pokemon, I think the second grass Pokemon that has an energy generation at this point in time, right? Apart from Lilligant, but Lilligant you gotta use an attack. In Leafeon, as long as it's in the active spot, you can, you know, put an energy on whatever, like on itself, on your bench Pokemon. I think it's a good like energy generation Pokemon, but I don't know, like at the moment we don't really see a lot of grass type that needs a lot of energy. I mean, apart from Venusaur, but Venusaur kind of sucks, right? So I will put it at good to have just because it's the only decent grass energy generator, and we all know that grass energy generating cards are pretty good, right? Pretty decent. Next up we have Beedrill. Beedrill, I will put it honestly above Exeggutor. Well, would I think Exeggutor is better actually. I think Beedrill is good because like 2 energy you get hit, you know, and you remove an energy from them. It's good. It's pretty good disruption if you get it up early, right? That's a big if, right? If you get it up early. Decidueye, I think Decidueye is good, better than Leafeon. Decidueye is a fun card, but I will be honest, I think Decidueye is lower than Beedrill. I mean, it has a lot of HP, but if we're like comparing it to its rare counterpart, right, in extra dimensional Crisis, I think. If we're comparing it to its rare, like 3 diamond counterpart, I think the regular Decidueye is better because you don't need them to have damage before you hit the bench. And I think hitting the bench is I don't know, it's really strong, right? You get rid of your Rampardos, you get rid of your Nihiligos, right? 70 HP. The regular Decidueye, I think, is better than this Decidueye. Well, if I'm saying this much at this case, I think we'll put it at decent. I don't think Decidueye is a good to have. I think it's decent at best, right? Well, this little anchor, I don't know why this exists. Like, I cut 3 energy, you hit for 80, the opponent can't retreat. I just don't think it's that good. I just don't think it's that good, right? Buzzwole is a must-have. With Lusamine, right? With Lusamine, I think, and your Celesteela, Buzzwole is really good. In this meta, sure, it might change in future meta, but the thing is, I don't know. I can foresee the Buzzwole Celesteela combo still being really good for at least the next few sets. So Buzzwole, I think, definitely is a must-have, right? Next up, Charizard from Genetic Apex. I would say it's a hot take here. I honestly think Charizard is a like high good to have, right? Like okay, Charizard deals the most damage in game, right? It deals 200, and you know, yeah, you discard two energy per use. But here's the thing: if you have 6 fire energies on your Charizard EX, right? That's it. You clear the game. You put an energy every single time, like on Charizard EX, you kill everything. Like 3 Pokemon, you kill everything. So Charizard EX is really good with those that can generate like energy. So we have seen the new EV growth, right? The new Flareon EX is coming out. Flareon EX, Dawn, Charizard EX, I think is an excellent combo. But we're not talking about EV growth right now. I'm just talking solely about the firepower of Charizard EX from Genetic Apex. I think it is a good to have because this thing nukes everything. Everything. Doesn't matter if you have Giant's Cape, doesn't matter if you have Leaf Cape, it nukes everything, right? Except for Venusaur. But no one plays Venusaur. So, Charizard EX from Genetic Apex, it's a good to have, a high tier good to have. I honestly, I would put it above. I would put it above Executive. Nah, okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Arcanine. I don't know why this exists. So many other cards that do what Arcanine does, right? Arcanine takes too long to set up. It deals 120 damage only, and it hurts itself. I think Arcanine is not. If you're gonna build something up, you might as well build a Charizard EX up. You know, even if Leaf Cape, it Oko's Venusaur, super effective. Really, because Venusaur is like 220 HP, right? If Leaf Cape is 250, GA Charizard deals like 220 with weakness, so it still survives on like 30 HP. Right? What about Bastiodon? I think Bastiodon is not an EX, so we're only looking at EX Pokemon today. He's still one types of Vina. Does he really? I thought Vina is 220. With a Leaf Cape, it's like 250. I actually don't know. I might have to go and check it later. Alright, next up, Moltres. Hot take, must have. Moltres is currently the only fire energy generator in this meta. Right? Flareon is coming, but Moltres is definitely a must have. It helps with fire, like high cost fire energy setup. It's good with Infernape. It's good with GA Charizard. Potentially good with Stoke Charizard as well, right? Very versatile card. I think if you need energy generation, you will have a Moltres. You must have a Moltres. Moltres is a must have. Yeah. Venusaur is 220 with Cape. Oh, okay, I see. Alright, so my bad. So Charizard, GA Charizard does kill everything in this game. Right? So GA Charizard, insane, right? Do we put it up? Let's put it up. Put it up, good to have. Alright, Infernape. I think Infernape is a good to have. Might be above Leafeon. Yeah. So Infernape, you deal 140 damage with 2 energy, and you discard all energy once you're done. Right? So, but it has 0 retreat cost, so that allows for a lot of flexible playing. The new Flareon EX, it helps, right? Or you can play Moltres, right? You use your energy, you go back up, Moltres, generate energy. The only reason it's not higher is because it deals 140. So many things die to 150 damage. 140 just is not, it's not quite there yet. You know? Like even with Buzzwole with a Leaf Cape, you're like 1 HP, you're missing 1 HP. Giratina, you're missing 1 HP. Darkrai, you know, like it's decent, but it's not the glass cannon that it should be. Zard doesn't kill everything. Bastiodon, but I feel like Bastiodon, it really depends, right? I mean, it's a coin flip. If Bastiodon fails a coin flip, Zard kills it. GA Zard literally kills everything. Next up, we're talking Stoke Zard. Also a must-have. I might be biased to this. But guys, turn 1, you get a Charmander, Rare Candy, right? And a Charizard. Next turn, Stoke, and you're set. 150, you get a red, you kill everything. Pretty much everything, right? So, Stoke Zard, really good card. Solo energy generation, right? Pretty much you have 1 energy on your Zard, or 2 energy, right? You can build something else. You play with Incineroar, you build Incineroar. You play it with Flareon, you can build Flareon, right? Stoke Zard is really top. Stoke Zard is good. The reason I put Stoke Zard below Moltres is because I think, just in general, right, having the energy generation for everything else, every other fire type, I think Moltres is still, it's more playable in more decks, I would say, right? Next up, Incineroar. Incineroar is a very good to have. Might be below Executor. So it deals 30 damage with just 1 energy, which I think is solid, right? You get your burn. Potentially dealing 20, potentially dealing more, right? Now, the good part about Incineroar, 3 energy, 140, right? Consistently 140 damage if you're injured. Right? The thing is, if you're not, it deals 80 for 3 energy, which kind of sucks. You have to play Incineroar with something else. I think playing Incineroar as a core might be hard to pull off if your opponent, you know, just, I don't know, like, plays smartly, right? There's more room for outplay, I believe. So I don't put Incineroar is high up. I think Incineroar is a very good filler mon. For example, Stokesart, right? Or I don't know if there are other better fire cards, right? Incineroar is a very good filler mon, I would say. So good to have, not a must have, good to have. Blastoise, I think is casual. I will put it above, no, below Venusaur. Now, Blastoise gets fully online with 5 water energy, right? You deal 160, but even for 3 energy, you deal 100, which is actually really decent, right? You couple that with Misty, you know, if you get lucky, of course, you know, you get accelerated, but if you couple it with, let's say, Manaphy, right, it still takes a while, so, you know, the only reason it's not higher is that it takes a while unless you're really lucky. But if you're really lucky, then every card is good, you know. So Blastoise right now, more of like the casual side of things. I don't think it's too decent. I think it's just casual, right? Starmie, I will say Starmie I think is pretty decent. It is an older card, so Starmie itself, I mean, I don't think it's really that playable in this meta. Meta is too fast, right? You deal 90 for 2 damage, you still gotta evolve. It has 130 HP. Irida doesn't really help it much. If you get a lucky Misty, I think, you know, can get it up and running in 1 turn, 2 turns, right? But other than that, I think Starmie is a little bit overwhelming. There are other stuff that can do, like, the things that Starmie does better, you know. Yo, Neo, what's up, man? Articuno always survives somehow. Okay, Articuno, I honestly, I think it's in the decent slot. It might be slightly better than Starmie. I think it's decent. I think there's quite a bit of power creep with Articuno. I think there's quite a bit of power creep with Articuno. 3 energy for 80 and you hit the bench. Hitting the bench is nice, right? But I don't know. 2 energy for 40. The next few cards we're gonna be talking about, I mean, can kind of do the job. It has a little bit of power creep, so we'll put it at decent. It's not really good to have, not really a must have. It's just alright. You know, it's just alright. But if we're talking Articuno at the start of the game, right, the very beginning, it is a must have. So it was once really good, just that now other cards are just better, you know. Okay, stream goes well. Thanks, Neo. Coming before Articuno. Nice. Look, Articuno is still playable. Definitely still playable. The thing I'm saying is that there are better cards to that you know, there are better cards to climb with, is what I'm saying, you know. Lapras, I don't know why this exists. It's kind of a poo-poo card, which is good. It's a promo, right? Gyarados, I will say Gyarados is pretty decent. Yeah, maybe above Articuno, above Yanmega probably. Now the reason why I put the Gyarados so high up is because there's 180 HP for stage 2. For 4 energy, you do 140. There's a chance you might remove their energy. You might remove yours as well. But when you get online, you're online. You know, when you get online, you're online. You can survive at least 1 hit of whatever. You're dealing 140. There's a chance you might disrupt them with their energy. I still think it's pretty decent. Or I still think it's pretty decent. And we don't see a lot of Hitmonlee recently. So you don't really die as a Magikarp as fast anymore. Unless they Sabrina you, right? and then you just did. Palkia is a very high good to have. I might put it in must have. Actually, not really. I think I'll put it in must have. Actually, I don't know, guys. I think we might put it in must have. The reason why I put Palkia in must have, right? For 1 energy, you do 30. Right? For 4 energy, you do like 150. Kills almost everything. That includes your Giratina, right? Your Darkrai. With a red, you get your Guzzlord as well. So Palkia EX also does damage to the bench. It's like Articuno but on steroids, yeah? Now, you do discard 2 energy, right? But you can still hit with Slash. And then in 2 more turns, you get to deal in another 150 HP. Or you can still make use of Misty, right? Or if you have Manaphy in the top spot, you know, you just keep building it with like 6 energy, you're pretty much good to go, right? So it has a very similar story with GA Charizard, but I will put it higher because I think Misty is, you know, Misty is really good. Manaphy is really good. Manaphy gives 1 point. Even if you die, you just got 3 energy. Oh shit, for real? Damn, I always thought it was 2 energy. Okay, well then, I don't know if I want to put it down to good to have. What do you guys think? Should I put it down to good to have? It discards 3 energy. I always thought it was 2 energy. But yeah, maybe it's a good to have. Maybe not so much of a must-have. It makes a difference because 1 energy is a lot. Right? 1 energy is a lot. Glaceon, I think Glaceon is definitely casual. 3 energy for 90. I mean, you deal like 10 damage every checkup. Glaceon, I think it's just really casual. I don't think this thing goes any higher, honestly. Probably even below these, right? Now, the next one pains me because this is my favorite deck. But Walk-Trio goes into casual. I think Walk-Trio, look, I love Walk-Trio. Walk-Trio is very easily countered, guys. The way you counter Walk-Trio, put more Pokemon on your bench. Evolve those Pokemon on your bench. That is, you know, that's the way you counter Walk-Trio. If you have 2 Oricorios, right? Your opponent, you have a 50% chance to just damage your opponent. 50% chance, right? Out of 4 Pokemon. If they have 3 Pokemon, that's even like that's even worse. And 2 of them are Oricorios. I mean, at the end of the day, it's well, I mean, it's luck. It's lucky, right? You could hit a Pokemon with 10 that has 10 HP with 150 HP, and that's when you just get shit on, right? So Walk-Trio is very much for casual play. Nowhere even near decent, honestly, which is a shame because I love this card. It's my favorite deck. It's my favorite deck. Next up, Crabominable, must have. Need I say more? Stage 2 Pokemon. It's like Exeggutor but on steroids. Not only that, right? As a water card, you have access to Irida. Yeah? So first hit you deal 40, subsequent hit you deal 80. Now, and you keep ramping it up, like, and with a very, very high HP of like, I think it's 160. Right, you put on your cape, you get like 180 HP. So Crabominable, honestly, just very good, very, very good, very, very good water deck, very, very, very good water card, right? It's good. Need I say less? Genetic Apex Pikachu. This is definitely a must-have here if you're an idiot, right? Because this is, I don't know why this card is irrelevant. Like, so many things just do it better. You need 2 energy here to deal like 90 damage, and you need 3 Pokemon on the bench, right? So I can do that with Tapu Koko now, in a way, right? I use my first attack, I can gain another energy, I put an extra energy, I have 3 energy, I deal 90, right? Now that I don't have to put stuff on my bench. Genetic Apex Pikachu, you know, this mascot, sadly, it's at the bottom. Zapdos here, Zapdos is decent. I think it used to be good coverage. I don't see it anymore. 1 energy does peck. 3 energy, it does, like, it flips hits. You can deal 200 damage, but otherwise we're looking at, if let's say it's a 50% probability, it's like what, 3 energy for 100 damage? Which is still pretty decent, I guess, but then I'd be better off playing something else, you know? So yeah, Zapdos, decent, you know, not really a must-have, not really good to have. Pachirisu is down in, well, Pachi kind of sucks. 2 energy, you deal 80. Again, same thing as Tapu Koko, right? And you gotta put your Pokemon tool on Pachi. So Pachi got power crept real bad. 3 energy for 200 potentially. Yeah, that's the thing. Potentially though. Potentially. Like we're talking with Zapdos EX, right? Potentially. the chances are really low for that. On average, yeah, you're gonna hit 100 for 3 energy, you know? So it's still a pretty decent card. The thing is, when they came out with Tapu Koko, it changes everything. Tapu Koko is just better. Tapu Koko is better at what it does, you know? Okay, we have the Shining Revelry Pika. I think Shining Revelry Pika, honestly, I think it's a good to have. 3 energy for 150, and you discard all energy. So this is really good right now, I think, with the new electrical core item. Additionally, if you have your Pachirisu Shining Revelry, you can use that as well. So very good nuke, very good finisher. I will put it up at the top because I think, yeah, electric Pokemon, they do get a good ramp up now. Zeraora, electrical core, I think it's pretty decent. So yeah, Shining Revelry Pikachu, it is a good to have, right? Now, next. I have been playing with this card like just today. Alolan Raichu, sadly, I think it's decent. It has potential, I must say. I will put it beside Yanmega because it's also colorless energy. 3 colorless energy, you deal 60 plus an additional 30 for every energy your opponent has, right? So Alolan Raichu has the potential to, I don't know, deal massive damage, right? To things we're talking like Giratina, we're talking Darkrai, Guzzlord, right? The thing is, well, you have to find a way to reliably, like, build it up, I guess. And I feel like there are mons that deal a better job when attacking when attacking Pokemon that are building higher energy, right? Which we'll talk about Galate in a couple moments, right? Next up, Tapu Koko. I hate to say this. I think Tapu Koko is a must-have. Currently the fastest electric Pokemon in this meta. It's currently a must-have for electric decks. I think Tapu Koko is just really amazing. It's so fast. You deal one energy, you deal 20 damage, you get an extra energy, right? So in a way, it's, yeah, energy. You ramp up the energy, you put an electric cord, you start building something else already. Like, Tapu Koko allows you to do that. You can do Tapu Koko with Raichu as well. You know, you can do Tapu Koko with so many things. And electric cord gives you more flexibility. Man, time for Tapu Koko? Hell yeah. Tapu Koko is a must-have. Got that big ol' schwang on it. Next up, Gengar. Okay, just because Gengar has the special ability to stop supporters, it is going in the good to have. I think, well, 3 energy for 100 is pretty okay. It's got pretty decent HP as well. But yeah, I think stopping supporters actually is really good. But chances are, by the time you get your Gengar up, people already have their, like, professor's research. They could Mars you away from your Gengar, you know, so it's not as early as you would want it, you know. And even if you put it up in the active spot, they can chip away your Gengar, and you can't attack yet because it only has like 1 attack, 3 energy. I'm surprised Palkia is so high. I think the 150 damage is really good, and it hits the bench as well. Ramping up with Misty, Manaphy, I think makes Palkia pretty decent. That's just my opinion though. If only Gengar's attack cost is 2 psychic. If Gengar's attack cost is 2 psychic for 70 damage, not even 100, 2 psychic for 70 damage, Gengar will be a must-have. The fact that it's in good to have, it's because it needs 3 energies. Gengar had the potential to be something good. 3 energies have shafted Gengar EX right in the bum. Alright, let's move on. Mewtwo EX, I think Mewtwo EX is still a pretty decent card. I'm gonna put it high up in decent. Now, reason being, yeah, 150 for 4 energy, discard 2 energy, right? Not the best move, but if we're looking at Lunala, right? Lunala to help shift the energy. We have a Giratina with a Lunala, shift the energy onto the Mewtwo. Absolutely playable, right? We have Gardevoir as well, right? So There are Psychic Energy ramp-ups for Mewtwo that I think 150, it has potential to do 150 almost every round. Right? And even with 2 energy, you still get the chip for 50. I think Mewtwo was honestly a pretty decent pool. I might actually put Mewtwo in a good to have. I might put Mewtwo in good to have. Just cause I think it has, yeah, it's just got very good potential, you know. Yeah. Yo, JKS, thanks for joining the live, man. But yeah. Okay, Mew. I think Mew is pretty decent. Yeah, so 3 colorless energy. Again, same thing with Raichu, same thing with Yanmega. Except 3 colorless energy, it lets you use the move that the opponent's Pokemon has. Now, Mew is really good to counter things like Stoke Charizard, or your GA Charizard, right? And yeah, I think if you're playing it in a Psychic deck and you use a move that says discard all of something energy, like fire energy, water energy, it's still a really good card because you don't have to discard those energies. So Mew is actually in a very decent spot, but it really depends on what your opponent is playing, you know? Very situational. Absolutely, Mew is very situational, but can be very good. So it's really in the middle. It's really in the middle. It's so slow. Yeah, because it's so reliant on your opponent and it's slow, it's just in the decent. It has so much potential. It has so much potential, but it really is just as good if your opponent is good. If your opponent is fucking Tapu Koko, 3 energy, you hit for 90. Like, alright, congrats, man. We're doing the same damage. I'm dealing it faster, though, you know? So, Mew, very situational. It's really just... Let me put it further down. It's just too situational. It's too situational. Alright, Miss Magius. I think Miss Magius is pretty decent. Below Starmie, I guess. Nah, below Starmie. So 2 energy, you deal 70. It lets your opponent be confused, right? Here's the thing. Your opponent's confused. Let's say you're playing against a Buzzwole deck. Celesteela, switch it in, switch it out. Your confusion is gone. You get rid of confusion so easily, and here's the thing. Confusion, it's a coin flip. Right? You hit it, you don't hit it, right? I think it's just a very okay card. It's a very okay card. You know what? Do you even put it down to casual? It's not unplayable. It's not unplayable. It can be played. It's a coin flip, you know? If you get it fast, you go turn 2. You get it fast, I think it's okay, you know? It's just decent. That's about it. Cresselia, bad. You heal 20, you put energy on it. Why? I mean, you serve as a tank, sure. Why the fuck would I build this Cresselia? Why would I build it in the active spot? I don't want to do that, you know? Confusion was the same as actual TCG, would be good to have. Yeah, I think, you know, it being a 50-50 here, and it's just not as good. It's just not as good here. Alright, Giratina, I think, kind of sucks. I don't think anyone should actually try to get Giratina, right? Because 4 energy for 120, it's so slow. Like, yeah, you can ramp up the energy with your ability, right? But it's okay. It's honestly, it's not. I might even put it here, right? If I was a freaking idiot, okay, guys, Giratina is at top of the list. This motherfucker has been in meta, right, for like 3 sets in a row. Guys, Giratina, self-energy generation, 120 HP basic Pokemon, and no, 120 damage basic Pokemon for 150 HP. Guys, Giratina EX is the best card in this game, right? Get it. If you haven't gotten a Giratina EX, get it. Okay, this thing is amazing. This thing is a must-have. Here's the thing about Giratina. It's so good with any that like any deck. Like, yeah, Noah, you pointed it out. Magneton, right? Play Giratina. Greninja, Snorlax, play Giratina. Guess what? Alolan Raichu, play Giratina. Psychic decks, Giratina. Anything else, Giratina. It's so versatile. It's so good. Giratina, guess what? Darkrai, right? Your classic Giratina Darkrai. Matter of fact, while we're at it, let's put this guy up here as well. I mean, that's just a pair. The both of them, Giratina, Darkrai, absolute must-have. These cards will likely never like drop from the meta, at least for the next few sets. Giratina and Darkrai are just on a whole different level. If I can have a tier for them, I will have a tier for them. These two cards are just too good, right? Lunala, really good to have. Lunala is really good to have because you transfer the energy. It has good synergy with Mewtwo EX, has good synergy with Giratina. Lunala is a good to have. I might put it higher, just a tad bit higher, honestly. Starmie should be good to have, honestly. I think Starmie is decent. Thing is that it's a stage 1. It has really low HP, so you can't really use Irida with Starmie, right? And 2 for 90, it's okay. But it doesn't really do its... it gets its job done, but then it's also like, you kind of have to be lucky for it to get its job done. You know, it has a 0 retreat cost, sure. If you can build 2 Starmies at the same time, I think that's great. But by the time you build 2 Starmies, likely your opponent has something that can nuke the Starmie. You know, so Starmie I think is still in a decent tier. I don't think it's really good to have. It is fast. I just don't think it's good to have. Yeah. Alright, next up, Machamp. Casual. Now, I don't think Machamp is useless. I think Machamp is casual because, yeah, 3 for 120, sure. That's it. That's it. Machamp, I mean, that's, you know what? Fuck it. I don't know why this exists. Machamp, other things that do it better, Machamp just kind of sucks. I'm sorry, guys. Marowak, I think it is casual. Coin flip. Yeah, 2 energy. Actually, 2 energy you might potentially hit for 80. I will put it up here in decent. It has the potential to do 160 damage, right? 50% chance to deal 80 damage for 2 energy. I think Marowak is still pretty decent. Stage 1 as well. So, yeah, I think Marowak's pretty good. Marowak is decent. Yep. Aerodactyl, I honestly think Aerodactyl, it's in a good to have. Aerodactyl is in a good to have, right? So why Aerodactyl is in a good to have? Because it prevents your opponent from evolving in the active spot, right? As a stage 1, unfortunately you can't find the fossil at this moment, but still pretty okay. 2 energy, 80 damage, I think still decent. Why is Pachi low tier? I'm sorry, dude. Tapu Koko just does whatever Pachirisu does, just way better. And you need a Poke Tool with Pachi. You have Guzma out here, and your Pachi is just like, whoa, that's it. 2 energy, 40 HP. Alright, man. Cool. Thanks, bro. Pachi, nah, not too good. Marowak should go casual. I actually think Marowak in decent is pretty okay. Because, in a sense, 2 energy, you're hitting 50% of the time, you're hitting like 80 damage. I think it's still honestly pretty good. And there's a potential to deal 160 as well. So that's why it's in decent. It's not good to have, it's decent. Yeah. Next up, Gallade. Guys, must have. Gallade is a must have. Alright. Yes. Nowadays, the meta, right? This meta, it's very fast. Like Silvally 2 energy, right? But Gallade, right? Stage 2, it's pretty bulky. 2 energy. It makes use of rare candy so well. And the more dangerous your opponent is, like the more energy it has, right? Giratina, Darkrai, Buzzwole, Charizard, the more dangerous Gallade gets. Gallade is just a must-have. It's in a lower tier of must-have because it's stage 2, but it is really good. It is really good. Next up, Garchomp. I can't lie. I can't lie. Garchomp, it's in the highest tier of good to have. I almost want to put Garchomp in must-have. The reason Garchomp is in a very, very high tier, because, again, make use of rare candy, right? Let's say you go turn 1, rare candy. Turn 2, Garchomp. 50 damage, hits the bench. Anything. 50 damage. You keep chipping for 50, alright? On the 3rd turn, right? You deal 100. 100 for 3 energy, it's not the best. but it finishes the job. You have it with... You know what? No. I think hitting the bench is so good. Garchomp is a must-have. I think hitting the bench is so good. Garchomp is a must-have. Yo, Voti! What's up, man? Thanks for joining the stream. Next up, Lucario. Poo-poo. Poo-poo PP. I mean, just... Not even. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lucario lovers, but... It's not just... It's just not that good. 3 energy, you deal 100, you deal like 30 to the bench. I mean... Why is Crab top tier? Crabominable is top tier because for 1 energy, right, you deal 40 and then subsequent rounds you get 80, okay? It has a very, very high HP. It's very early setup, very easy setup. It's the fastest water Pokemon. Once you put it up there, guess what? You have a Palkia in the bench. You build up the Palkia from there, right? Once your Crabominable dies, you put your Palkia in. Let's say you have 6 energy, right? You use your fucking... I don't know what the 150 attack is. Alright, next round you put the energy, you put another 150. Crabominable is so good. Sabrina stalls it badly. Yeah, but... I mean... I guess so, but we can't deny that you know, it does its job well. It doesn't get affected by Repel. If it gets affected by Repel, that's a whole different thing. But Sabrina, they are wasting a supporter round to get rid of your momentum. Right? And if you have 2 Crabominables in the bench, right? I mean, if you have another Crabominable on the bench, you put it out, you start attacking for 40 again. Like, yeah, okay, I miss out another 40. It's fine. I just chip at it again. Chip at it again, keep going for 80, 80, 80, 80. It builds up really fast, you know? Lucario hits the bench, so it's good. Yeah, but it's like 30 damage. And by the time it hits the bench, your opponent would probably already have, like, something build up in the bench. Right, if let's say you hit a 30 in the bench and they probably already have a Giratina and a Darkrai. What's the 30 gonna do? It tickles whatever's on the bench. Right, Garchomp 50 on the bench, you take out something like really quickly. If it's a fossil, it's dead. Right? If it's a Magikarp, it's dead, you know? So Garchomp just has more playability than Lucario. Right? Next up, Passimian. Passimian, I would say it's pretty decent. Reason I say Passimian is decent. Well, 60 energy for like... Oh wait, hold on. I gotta adjust this a little bit. Okay, 60 energy for like... No, 60 damage for 2 energy. It's okay. Right, but it allows you to like... When you die, you pass on the energy to something else. Right? It has pretty good chip. It has pretty good chip. Definitely, it's not something meta. But it's the closest to energy generation that we have for fighting types. So with that, I say it's kind of decent. Right? Next up, Lycanroc. I'm sorry, this, I can't... 3 energy, yeah, you deal 130, but you discard a energy. By the time you build up your Lycanroc, something else is moving. Giratina is moving. Right? Charizard is moving. Charizard kills the Lycanroc. Right? So, it takes too long to build up. Right? Unless you have your Passimian. But then, you know, Lycanroc doesn't have the highest HP. So, yeah, maybe you might take something out. 130 isn't even that high of... isn't even that high of damage, right? So, it's not even doing what Pikachu does, you know? It is good with Passimian, but... Again, like as a revenge killer, kind of, right? By itself, I mean, you know, it's... I don't know. Yeah, and you gotta sacrifice 2 points for Lycanroc. Honestly, I'm so sad Lycanroc and Lucario, like they didn't get the you know, the attention that they deserve, you know? It's just really it takes too long. It really takes too long. You're better off playing your Rampardos. You're better off playing your Rampardos, you know? Next up, Weavile. Weavile is pretty decent. No, not good to have. I think it's decent. Weavile is decent because 1 energy you hit for, what's that, 30? Right? But if you have Chip, you deal for 70. So Weavile is absolutely great with Darkrai. And then if you have a Dawn, Weavile has the potential to give you a turn 2 win. If you start turn 1, right? Put up a Sneasel, you have a Darkrai. Next turn, evolve the Sneasel to a Weavile, put the energy on your Darkrai, you put a Dawn over. That's it. They don't have anything else on bench. Weavile is a game clearer. Weavile is pretty good. Yeah, Weavile is pretty good to have. It's good to have. Now, the weakness of Weavile and Darkrai is that they don't hit hard, right? Darkrai hits for 80. They don't really hit too hard. So, if you don't kill, if you don't finish your opponents fast enough, that's it. You know, they ramp up, they just start killing you, and you're pretty much gone. You know. I have 3 shiny FA Lucario. I never get to use them. I mean, I hope they actually come up with something, right, that gives fighting Pokemon energy generation. The closest that we have is Brock. And that is only usable for what? Onix and Golem? Like, it's bad. It's bad. Clodsire, really decent, 2 energy. If they're poison, nowadays poison, you know, is having a good time, right? So works well with Koga, Nihiligo, Grefai. 2 energy for potential 120. I think, yeah, Clodsire is really good. It's quite decent. I used to play it a lot. The first ranked season, I played it a lot. So yeah, Alolan Muk. This is really just casual. I have been playing it quite some time. I quite like Alolan Muk, but let's be honest, it's not really. It's only good right now because of Nihiligo and Poison Bar. Other than that, it kind of sucks ass. So we're gonna play some Alolan Muk later if we have time. Yeah. Yo, and thanks for joining, man. Darkrai slapping for 100 with Chip. Yeah. I mean, that's like the max it can go, right? If you're playing with like Darkrai, Giratina hits for like 130. You know what I mean? Like 100, like yeah, it's okay. You know, it's okay, but not exactly very high, I would say. Especially if your opponent has like a Lily. If you're playing against a Charizard, they have a Lily. Like, you gotta hit multiple times, like 3 times even, right? 2 times is not even gonna kill it, you know? Like, hitting for 100 is, honestly, it's quite weak. Yeah? Next up, Guzzlord, must have. Probably... Honestly, Guzzlord is just really good. I might even put it here. Now, why Guzzlord is so good? First up, Lusamine, right? Whatever dies, attach 2 energy to your Guzzlord. Likely your Guzzlord already has 2 energy. If it has like 1 energy, that's fine. You know, next turn you attach an energy, you do 120, right? That's not why Guzzlord is good though. I mean, that's part of it, but also 170 HP, okay? 2 energy to discard or like have the potential to discard energy from your opponent. It is really disruptive. Of course, it's coin flip. Yeah, but exactly. It is a free Team Rocket supporter as an attack. And you're building Guzzlord up anyway. It does 120. It's not weak. It's not weak. 120 for 4 energy is not weak. Alright, and it's got ramp up with Lusamine. It's got 170 HP. If you put a Poison Barb on it, you don't have to worry about like a Charizard. You don't have to put a Giant's Cape. Giratina has to sacrifice a item slot for a Giant's Cape in case the Charizard kills it. But Guzzlord, it doesn't. It doesn't. Guzzlord is a must-have. Guzzlord is amazing. It's great. It really is great. If you guys don't have a Guzzlord, please go get a Guzzlord. It's really good. Next up, Ultra Necrozma. I will say, Ultra Necrozma, I think it's casual, but I think of all the promo Pokemon, right? Promo EXs, Ultra Necrozma is pretty good. It's pretty playable. Lusamine, that's one. You have your like Dawn Wings Necrozma, right? You have your Dusk Wing Necrozma. They're all Ultra Beasts, so it works with Lusamine, right? Giratina, right? Energy generation, like, it works. It works. It's a very, very niche kit, but it works. So it's not gonna go up higher because it... I don't know. Should it go up higher, guys? Do you guys think I should put Ultra Necrozma up to decent? I guess it doesn't matter because like new players can't get it anyway. Yeah, it's a must-have. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I think for now, let's stay in casual. I even know I was staying casual. Next up, Dialga. Dialga really is a good to have. Again, energy generation, right? 2 energy, you generate another 2 energy on your bench, right? It's really good. It has good bulk. It's a basic Pokemon. Another extra 2 energy. It deals 100. So Dialga, honestly, it's pretty good. Still playable. Still playable. It's a must-have if you want to be in Great Ball. Absolutely. If you guys want to be in Great Ball, it's a must-have to have Ultra and Necrozma EX. But yeah, Dialga, pretty solid. It's good to have. Now that I look at it, Palkia might have to be lower. Because I think Dialga, honestly, has the potential that's higher than Palkia. I much prefer Dialga to Palkia. I don't know. I think they're about the same level, I guess. I guess they're about the same level. Yeah. About the same level. Next up, Probopass. Need I say more? It's 3 energy. Yeah, you get it ramped up with Dialga. You know, it hurts less, I guess. You deal some chip and it hurts less. I mean, that's about it, you know? It's about it. You still gotta ramp it up. Who knows, by the time you ramp it up, they're already hitting you for 150. And you're just dead. You're just dead right there. You like dead the next turn, you know? So Probopass is just decent, right? Tinkaton. Guys, can I be honest here? I kind of forgot what Tinkaton does. It flips 3 coins, right? Oh, no. Okay, it deals 80. It deals 80, and then if you flip a coin and it has hits, it deals 160. Right? But it's 3 energy. I would say in that case, it probably is a little bit better than Marowak. Around the same level, I guess. Actually, because it's a stage 2, I might put it a little bit back. But of course, you ramp it up with Dialga, so it might be better. It's about the same level. It's about the same level as Marowak. I think the Necrozma sees better play than Nosepass. That is true though. Alright, bye Probopass. No way you think Lycanroc ES is that low compared to Zapdos. I'm sorry, I love Lycanroc. I really love Lycanroc. It's just too slow, man. It's just too slow. I have to be real, it's just too slow. Alright, next up, Solgaleo. Solgaleo, I honestly don't know why this exists. I mean, it's a stage 2, it's so slow. 2 energy, I mean, 120 for 2 energy, that is gotta do better. I expect 150 damage at least for 2 energy. Solgaleo, yeah, being a stage 2, it kind of sucks, right? Its ability isn't even all that great because I can just use a leaf to retreat. I don't think I need to use the ability of Solgaleo, right? Is what I would say, guys. Is what I would say if I was a fucking idiot, okay? Is what I would say if I was a fucking... This thing, alright, this thing is up here. It's probably the same level as Guzzlord. In fact, it's even higher. Alright, fucking... Solgaleo is insane. It's so good. What do you mean? You get a free switch out, a free retreat, okay? You get to capitalize on rare candy. 2 energies for 120 like damage. You have 180 HP and you deal a recoil of 10 damage. I mean, that's free. This is free. Alright, let's not even talk about before like when Shiinotic came out, right? Before Shiinotic came out, you had your Skarmory, you had your Escavalier, right? This thing is insane. You play like a you know what? Play a Snorlax. Play Snorlax. 4 retreat cost, right? What is that? Alright, I'm just gonna use the ability and move up, and I'm gonna hit you for 120. Solgaleo is insane. Dina, they were smoking some stuff when they made Solgaleo. They were like, you know what? What if we made a card that could make us millions of dollars? Because people would need to get that card. Solgaleo is that card. It's so good. It's so good. You know, matter of fact, no, I don't think I can put it higher than Darkrai. I don't think I can put it higher than Darkrai. It is good. The recoil is an absolute joke. Yeah, there's no downsides. There's no downsides to Solgaleo. The only downside is a stage 2. Alright, boo-hoo. Right, so what? You know, rare candy is there. right? Shiinotic is there. Solgaleo is a must-have. Top 3. Alright, top 3, a must-have, okay? Next up, Alolan Ductrio. Highest in the must-have section, alright? Now, why do I say Alolan Ductrio is the highest in the must-have section? Well, for 2 energy... Wait, hold on. I gotta manage the stream again. Because it's like dying now. Oh my god, this is bad. Okay, wait. How do I do this? Sorry guys, I gotta manage this a little bit. Okay, I gotta make this smaller. Wait, TikTok, I will get to you in a second because I think I gotta adjust it. This is too damn big. This is too... Oh well, TikTok is still safe. Darkrai and Jira is still consistent. Yeah, Darkrai, Jira still too consistent. Why don't you on OBS? I can't because of some of the browser stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me for a while. I think those on Twitch can still kind of see, so just bear with me for a while. We're almost done. So okay, Alolan Ductrio is just decent. I mean, 2 energy, potentially you hit for 180, right? Yeah, Alolan Ductrio is just pretty decent. That's about it. Stage 1, I mean, okay. It's alright, it's fast, I'll give it that. It's fast, potential to deal 180, but coin flips, you know, you could deal 0 damage, right? So that's the essence of it. Alright, Wigglytuff. It's dog shit, 3 energy for 80. I mean, and you put the opponent to sleep. Sleep again, it's like coin flip, right? If I'm awake the next turn, I'm like, you know, your Wigglytuff is mush. It doesn't have that high HP. It has 1 attack for 3 energy. I mean, Wigglytuff, again, it fell off. Next up, Pidgeot. I think Pidgeot actually is pretty decent. It will go in the same like area as like the 3 energy, maybe even lower because it's stage 2, right? You gotta put stuff on the bench. To be fair, I haven't seen Pidgeot EX in a really long time. It has potential, right? Because it deals damage according to how many Pokemon on the bench that you have. But then again, if you're putting so many Pokemon on the bench, you might be... First of all, Mars is very prevalent. Mars red card. So you might not even get the Pokemon that you need, right? I guess we could say the same for Arceus. I actually don't know, guys. I actually don't know. Arceus and Pidgeot are pretty much the same thing. Except Arceus is way better because Arceus has more synergy. But you can say that with Pidgeot as well when it has supporters on the bench. But it is a stage 2 though. I think Pidgeot is just decent. I don't think it's a good to have. I think it's just decent. Where will Eevee, Flareon, Sylveon be from your point of view? Honestly, it's very hard to say at this point. I will say though, I feel like Flareon might be in a high good to have tier. Sylveon, also a high good to have, just because you can draw 2. I mean, Eevee really depends on the other evolutions that we have, right? So it's really hard to say for Eevee EX, but the other 2, I think it's in a good to have, right? Alright, next up, Licky Licky. I think Licky Licky is for casual. 4 energy, you deal 100, but you have an opportunity to deal more for every hit that you have. It is a Mimi deck. It is, you know, it's got a high HP, but like I think that's pretty much about it. Nothing much to say for it. Builds up too slow. So yeah. Next up, Arceus is... I think Arceus is a must-have, guys. I think Arceus is a must-have here. I mean, Arceus is honestly too good, right? Arceus is too good. It works well for like your supporters like Crobat. Carnivine Arceus is pretty good. You can play like Darkrai Arceus. Dialga Arceus. It's so versatile. It's so versatile. I really think Arceus is a must-have, but it's a low must-have mon. Yeah. Yeah, 130 if you have like all the Pokemon on the bench. It works with what is it? It's the basic as well, so your Pokeball can get it. Pidgeot, Ray, my favorite mons. I hope I can play them. Yeah, if we have any double colorless energy cards, I think that might be a huge game changer. Next up, Bibarel. Bibarel definitely is casual, right? 3 energy, you heal for 100, you heal for 30, you deal 800. It's okay. It's pretty okay. It's really fun with Irida, but again, I think it's just a casual deck. Last but not least, Rayquaza. I'm sorry, guys. Rayquaza. I love Rayquaza. It's my second favorite Pokemon in the entire world. This thing is just casual. Alright. Yeah, potentially you deal 160 damage. But again, guys, if Wugtrio is receiving this treatment, Rayquaza is lucky to be like above Wugtrio. Alright, you're hitting random stuff. You can even potentially hit 160 damage on a Pokemon that has 10 HP. Right, so I honestly think Rayquaza isn't all that. I think it's hyped up. I will be honest, I think it's hyped up. I think it's just okay. I think it's just casual. At least decent. I'm sorry, dude, I love Rayquaza too. I think it's really just decent. Kick A1 Pika up to casual. Yeah, I mean A1 Pika I think is still like kind of playable, but I mean if we're talking like bench stuff, right? Pidgeot might be better. You're better off playing Arceus, you know what I mean? It's just so sad. And the thing with A1 Pika, it only works with electric Pokemon. If A1 Pika works with any other Pokemon, I think it's higher on the list. What support electric Pokemon do we have? Nothing much, really. You know, there's no like support Pokemon from the bench for a genetic Apex Pika. If there's one that says like, okay, as long as this Pokemon's a bench, it gets extra like 10 damage. Okay, A1 Pika might be better. But now A1 Pika is just like, it's so like niche. It's so like, it's just too restricted, is what I'm thinking. Rayquaza is just a slightly better Dragonite. Yeah, they really did Rayquaza dirty, but guys, honestly, I'm sorry. It's really not that good. But yeah. See, you have 100% win rate Rayquaza decks is a must-have. Absolutely. Rayquaza is a must-have, guys. You guys gotta have it. It's a must-have. But yeah, guys, this is the list that we have. Again, guys, this is my opinion. Hold on. I have to do some transformation on it for Twitch. I think we're missing some cards on it. 300, maybe? No. 250? Oh. Okay. So yeah. Sorry. This is the full list. The full tier list, okay, for new players who are coming in. Again, guys, as a disclaimer, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. Feel free to disagree, feel free to argue about it, but I think, you know, again, I'm not very good at the game, but I think this is what it is, right? This is the list. I hope you guys enjoyed it.